Okay, CJ Albertson here, 14th, the 2025 Boston Marathon. So what are the feelings right now?
I don't know, just kind of neutral feelings. I knew I wasn't in like crazy good shape, so I wasn't expecting like a huge breakthrough race. My goal was to just be, somewhat conservative, but when like 20 guys go out, I didn't necessarily want to fully go with that group, but luckily a few guys broke off and we ran like 63 flat for the half, which was right at like as fast as I wanted to go. Like that was like the fastest. So like maybe I can run that. Maybe on the best possible day ever, I run 63 flat, 64 high, and I run 207 high, and that's probably like the max that day could go. So I did that and was about right on pace for that through about 19 miles, and then just didn't have the legs, wasn't fit enough or hardened enough to. The last 7 miles were pretty bad, but I mean, realistically, like that's what the training was. So
was there anything that like went bad in your buildup, or like any injuries or anything?
Nothing went particularly bad. It just nothing was good. The volume was lower. The long runs were lower. Just like the energy and training was. It was just a tough build to find energy and get those kind of longer runs that I don't normally do, and mileage. I mean, you can look at my Strava; it's pretty low, and yeah, it was just I don't know, just kind of felt tired from January to now, and but yeah, no injuries. I mean, I felt good. I actually felt pretty smooth. I feel like my stride has gotten a little bit better. That first half, I was like, mechanically I feel pretty good, which was encouraging. I knew maybe I didn't have the fitness, but just working on some things there that hopefully long term it plays out. But today it was.
Like you said, you didn't feel good since January. Do you think any of that had to do with like having so many high level races last year, or not? Like, do you have another explanation for it?
Not really. I mean, it wasn't really necessarily like the legs. Like training was fine. Like hitting paces was fine. Just like the daily life energy was just kind of down. And I think with all the things I do think those things make me better and keep me balanced. But then there's also times when it like goes a little bit over the top, and sometimes I'm just a little tired, and it can be a hindrance. So. I think a lot of times I balance it pretty well. This season, or this build, probably not, is a little bit over the top, and like, you don't want to bury yourself. So I was a little bit conservative, just knowing maybe I can get away with a little bit less, and that's better than doing too much. But in a race where 10th place is 208 flat, you have to be at your best, and I just wasn't. So. In previous years, I would have been maybe 7th or 8th at this time. It was very similar to what I ran last year, just closing way slower. And so I put myself in a position that I wasn't ready for the field that it was this year. And I mean, it was a pretty amazing race.
I think it was like 16 guys on 203 pace through halfway. Like, are you surprised how that happened?
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I was a little surprised. I mean, I thought the field was capable of that. I didn't think they were going to do that. But then when Connor went straight to the front and, playing the board, they were all up there. It was like, well, if they're going straight to the front, they're going to just keep that's what Connor wants to run. So he's going to keep the pace fast. Yeah. And I was just like waiting for someone to slow down so that I could run with them. Because the first few miles I kind of get sucked in because it's pretty easy for me to run those downhill miles a little bit quicker. Right. And then I did get lucky. There was 2 guys that I ran with pretty much the whole way, and we were working together, and it was great. We just all didn't have the legs the last 7 miles. Ryan Ford came flying by us, and we kind of tried to go with him, but he just blew us away right around mile 19, and he ran 208 flat. So it's like,
What were the conditions like out there? Because it looked like that, according to the weather apps, it was like a slight headwind. Did you feel that at all, or how did it feel?
Yeah, I think very early on there was parts where maybe the wind was coming from the south, so maybe we had a slight tailwind in like a few little sections. But then in the second half of the race, we definitely had a headwind. And then coming home, like over Heartbreak Hill, like the last 5 miles was for sure a headwind. And the wind, it felt like it picked up. I don't know if it did or not, but I think it's just the direction we were going. It was for sure a headwind. But the first 20 miles of the race, like the wind was a non-factor, and if anything, maybe gave some help in sections. But also, I was drafting almost the whole time, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
But it felt good. I mean, the conditions were obviously. I mean, the times were pretty fast.
Yeah.
I mean, almost, well, not quite 2011 times or whatever that year was, but yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, quick. All right, well, I appreciate the time, CJ.
Yeah.
Thanks.